Good evening, everyone. I'm Michelle. Welcome to Stretch. We have about a 30-minute program for you today. Equipment needed, mat, non-slip surface. I have a folded towel. If you have a folded blanket, because you have tight hips, it's sometimes a little easier to sit. And I also have a block. You may or may not need to use it, but it's helpful to have. So coming to a comfortable cross-legged position, right leg is in front, and we're coming high on those sits bones. So walk it wherever you need to. When I say walk it, your buttocks, shoulders up, down, and away, and your core is engaged all the time. So you want to draw your belly button in and up under that rib cage, and your chin's parallel to the floor. And just take a moment here to breathe. And we'll move into side stretches. Right hand comes right next to your right hip. Left arm inhales up. And as you exhale, that right hand slides to the right as you fold to the right. Your left hip stays on the mat, and that left arm can frame your head, or if you can keep it lengthened, go ahead. I'm going to frame it, more comfortable with my shoulders. And your head can look down, center, or up. And we're lengthening. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Those of you who are more flexible may be able to get your right elbow down. And this is pain-free stretching. We don't want you getting side stitches. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slide that right hand out just a little further. Make sure you're rotating your shoulder, left shoulder away from you. We're opening up. And to come out of this, engage your core. Inhale, your left arm up. And slide that right hand in. And go ahead and lengthen your legs out right in front of you, making sure you're on those sits bones. Your feet are flexed and your legs are zipped in together. Toes are pointed straight up. This is an active stretch. And go ahead and fold that left leg, your knee towards your chest, and let your left knee fall open and your left foot comes in contact with your right thigh. It could even come as high as your groin. And inhale, lengthen. And exhale, start walking your hands out towards that flexed right foot. And when you can fold no further, let your head hang. Hands can be on your shin, floor next to you, or maybe you can grab your toes. And we're folding from our hips, grounding through that right leg. Right leg is strong in the ground. Keep kicking that right heel out, toes up, breathe. And go ahead and walk those hands back up. Left leg extends right out in front of you. Zip those legs back together. Right knee comes towards the chest. Right knee falls to the right as the right foot comes in contact with your inner left thigh. It can be as high as your groin, depending on your flexibility. If your knees are bothering you, you can always use your block as well. Square your shoulders in front of your foot. Your hips are square in front too. Inhale, lengthen, engage your core, and as you exhale, start walking your arms out on that left leg. And when you can fold no further, let your head hang. Maybe your hands ended up by your feet. Maybe they ended up on your shins. That's okay. Wherever it ended up is where it's right for you today. Breathe. We continue to lengthen forward and fold from the hips. Keep kicking that left heel out and grounding through your left leg. It's an active stretch. Breathe. And then go ahead and start walking that right hand, left hand back up. Extend your right leg back out in front of you. Shake it out. And then recross with the left leg folded in front. So we have to do that side stretch on our left side now. Coming back high on those sits bones, shoulders away from your ears, left hand right next to your left hip. Inhale your right arm up. And as you exhale, slide your left hand out as you fold to the left, keeping your right hip square to the mat. Your right arm can frame your head or it can stay lengthened, whichever is more comfortable for you. And head can look down, center, or up the crook of your elbow. Keep lengthening and sliding that left hand out to fold. Breathe. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And to come out of this, engage your core. Inhale your right arm up. Slide your left hand in, and arms return back to your folded legs. One more time, extend those legs out right in front of you. Well, first we did the half stretch, holding the legs. Now we'll do the full stretch. Engage your core, belly button in and up. And your choice, you can inhale your arms up and fold from the hips, or you can walk your hands out and start folding. Reaching like you're reaching for me. And when you cannot fold from the hips any further, place your hands on your shins, feet, floor, and let your head hang. Keep kicking your heels out, toes straight up in the air. Strong legs rooting into the mat. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, maybe you can fold 2 more inches. To come out of this, engage your core and either start walking your hands up, your legs, or inhale your arms up. Exhale your arms down, and Teddy is watching my arms on the screen, and he's probably getting the bright, hey Teddy, get off the screen. I have a cat attacking the laptop because he's trying to get my arms that are moving. Recross your legs with the right leg folded in front. Right hand comes behind your behind your pelvic bone. I'll turn so you can see what that looks like. It's right up against, and I'm not leaning back. Strong core. Left arm comes to right thigh. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale as you twist from the torso, then your rib cage, then your chest, and your gaze falls over that right shoulder. Nice spinal twist here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting from the torso. And to come out of this, engage your core and start rotating back to the front. Left hand comes to left thigh, right hand to the right thigh. And now we'll do a double-legged wide forward fold. So your legs come as far apart as you can comfortably get them without getting any cramping. We want to be on those sits bones, and maybe you need to walk it. And your toes pointed straight up in the air. We don't want them falling forward or up. Kick those heels out. active stretch. Bring your hands right in front of you, folding from your hips. Walk your hands out. If this is tough on your hamstrings and your thighs, go ahead and bend those knees. That's okay. And when you can walk your hands out no further, let your head hang. And this is where blocks come in handy if you're less flexible and it's more comfortable to do that. Breathe. We also don't want to stretch. I'm lifting my head so you can hear me to the point of pain. So if you're in pain, bring your legs together a little closer. Maybe back your hands up. Keep your core engaged, kicking those heels out, toes pointed straight up in the air. Breathe, stretching out your hamstrings, your groin. Couple more breaths. And then go ahead, engage your core and start walking your hands back up. Remove the block if you needed it, and then go ahead and recross your legs with the right leg crossed over the left. Coming back high on those sits bones. And now we'll do a forward fold with our cross-legged. You may need your block again. You don't have to. I may use it today, feeling a little stiff with that cold weather we had over the weekend. Woo! Shoulders away from your ears, engage your core, and you can either inhale your arms up or walk your hands forward, folding from the hips, reaching for me, reaching, reaching, reaching. And when you can fold no further, place your hands on your mat and let your head hang. Keeping your hips firmly rooted on the mat. Everyone's flexibility is different. That's why some stretches feel easier than the others. As you inhale, maybe you can walk your hands out a little further, and as you exhale, fold. To come out of this, engage your core and either start walking your hands in or inhale your arms up and exhale your arms back down to the side. And go ahead and lengthen those legs back out. Now the spinal twist coming up. Zip your legs together, kick your heels out. I'll turn to the side so you can kind of see. Coming on those sits bones. That right knee comes towards your chest. Now, if you have a difficult time and can't pick up your foot, leave it where it is. Otherwise, pick up your right foot and put it on the opposite side of your left foot. Make sure you can keep your right foot grounded to the mat and wrap your left arm around that right leg. Or it can be here and you're holding, whichever is more comfortable for you. Left arm around that right knee. Right arm comes right behind you. We don't want to be leaning back, sitting tall. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twisting from your torso, then your rib cage, chest, and then your head. Keep hugging that right knee in. Breathe. Strong legs. Keep kicking that left heel out, toes up. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. To come out of this, engage your core. Turn your head to the front. Torso. Pick up that right foot. Put it on the other side and then extend your leg out. Shake out those legs. Gonna do the other side. Go ahead and bend that left knee as close as you can get it. If you're good here, stay here. Or pick up that left foot and cross it over the right. Make sure that left foot is grounding into the mat, kicking your right heel up. Right arm can be here, hugging. Some of you may even be able to get your elbow around. I cannot, so I'll be hugging. Inhale, lengthening. Left hand comes around, touching your pelvic bone. Lengthen, twisting from your torso, then your rib cage, then your chest. Gaze falls over the left shoulder. Keep pressing, grounding through that right, your left foot, grounding through straight right foot. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting. To come out of this, engage your core. Head turns to the front. Torso. Pick up that left foot. Bring it back over the left side and extend that leg back out. Shake it out. And then go ahead and recross your legs with the left leg forward. Coming back on those sits bones. We're going to forward fold with the left leg forward. Either inhale your arms up or place your hands in front of you and walk them out and start folding from your hips. Reaching for me. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And when you can fold no further, hands on the ground, let your head hang. Make sure both hips stay on the mat. We don't want to be lifting your hips up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe you can walk your hands out 2 more inches. If you need to, you can grab your block or books to place your head on. Breathe. To come out of this, engage your core and either start walking your hands in or inhale your arms up and exhale your arms down. So coming to a lying down on your belly position, I'm going to do a little back bend, a pain-free back bend here. We never want to stretch to the point of pain. So coming down, lying down on your belly. Your forehead or chin's going to come straight down the mat. Feet hip distance apart, and your hands are either right by your rib cage or right under your shoulders. Grounding down through the top of your feet, squeeze your buttocks, ground through your pelvic bones. Imagine there's a marble underneath your nose, and you're moving the marble with your nose as your heart shines forward. Roll your shoulders away from your ears, and you're dragging the mat away from you. This is a pain-free back bend. You could actually lift your hands up and release it back down. Separate your feet, arms, palms out beside you. Turn your head to one side. We're going to try that one more time. Chin or forehead to the mat. Zip your legs together. Press the tops of your feet down, grounding down through your pelvis. Squeeze your buttocks. Hands right under your shoulders or right by your rib cage. Shoulders away from your ears. Start moving that marble with your nose. As you lift through your chest, heart shines forward. Roll your shoulders back. Drag the mat away from you. You lift your hands up. Ground down. Breathe. Pain-free back bend. And go ahead and lower it back down. Turn your head to the other side. Palms up. Feet mat distance apart. Take a breath, little rest. And then Bring your hands under your shoulders, up to your knees, into a hands and knees position, knees under your hips, no more than 2 fists apart, hands right under your shoulders, and your belly button is in and up to protect your lower back. And we'll do a little stretch here. Extend your right leg out. Then we're going to tuck our right knee underneath and tuck. And then look behind us as you lift that leg back up. Tuck and extend and look behind you. One more time. Tuck and extend, look right behind you. Flex that foot and bring your right knee down. Shoulders away from your ears. Wag the dog so your head looks to the right and your hips come to the right. And you're forming a nice C shape with your side body. And head and hips to center. And head and hips look to the right. Forming that nice C in your side body. And center. And keep moving through. Pausing wherever you need to. Couple more times. And after your last time, pull back to center. Left leg extends out behind you. And tuck that knee underneath. Try to touch your knee with your nose. And as you extend, look behind you. And knee to nose. Extend, really reaching. One more time. Knee to nose. And extend that leg back out, looking for it. Flex that foot and bring your knees back down. And coming to a lying position. Lying down on your back. And go ahead and walk your feet into your buttocks as far as you can. Engage your core. Shoulders away from your ears. Your back, your lower back is rooted onto the mat. And go ahead and hug your right knee in. If it's right for you, you can extend that left leg out, kick that right heel out, and breathe. Stretching out our left leg out and hugging the right knee in. Massages our internal organs. And go ahead and bring that left leg in, hugging your knees. And see if you can bring your nose to your knees, hugging. And release, head, neck, shoulders back to the mat. Holding on to that left knee. Extend the right leg out. Shoulders away from your ears. This isn't comfortable. You can hold behind your left knee. Kicking that right heel out, active stretch. Imagine you have an egg between your chin and your chest. One more time, bring your right knee in. Hug both knees, or you can be behind and maybe rock side to side if that feels good to you. And let that rocking come to rest. Release your arms, both feet on the mat. And walk those feet in as best as you can. Ideally, you want your ankles underneath your knees and feet pretty close to your buttocks. I can't do that. Right leg crosses over the left. Left leg comes towards the chest. Thread the needle, right hand through the open hole. Left hand wraps around the left thigh. Line up your knees to your hips. Right foot is flexed. And imagine you're rotating that right knee away from you. And that egg is still between your chin and your chest. And we're smiling because we're not in pain. Remember, we never stretch to the point of pain. And after your next exhale, maybe you can bend your elbows and bring that left leg 2 inches closer to your chest. And breathe. We want to feel a release through that hip and buttocks area. Keep imagining that right knee is rotating away from you. Left comes closer. To come out of this, release your hands. Left foot on the mat, right foot on the mat. And then go ahead and cross your left leg over the right. Right foot comes towards the chest. Left foot is flexed. Thread the needle. Wrap your hands around your hamstrings. Some of you with more flexibility can probably get your hands around your right shin. Left foot is flexed. Rotate the left knee away from you. And line up your knees with your hips. We don't want your left knee drifting to the left. Breathe. And on your next exhale, maybe you can bend your elbows and bring that right knee 2 inches closer. Maybe you can rotate that left knee away from you. Breathe. Feel that release. No pain. To come out of this, release that right leg to the mat. Left leg to the mat. One more stretch. Bring your knees to your chest. Feet stay together, knees come far apart. Reach on through the outside of your feet and press your flexed feet to the ceiling as your knees are driving towards the mat. Nice groin stretch. Inner thighs. Keep flexing your feet, driving your knees. Shoulders away from your ears. Egg between the chin and chest. And breathe. And go ahead and extend the legs right up. Up. Bend your knees. Feet on the mat. And go ahead and roll over to one side. Just taking a few minutes here. And bringing your elbow down. Coming back up to a seated position. Cross those legs. Couple inhales and exhales. Inhale your arms up. Exhale them down. One more time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale them down. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze them nice and tight. Tight, 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 tight. Big exhale, let it go. And thank you so much for joining us for Stretch. Be well, be safe. Hope to see you all in person very soon. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.